Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or much depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos, news update. Your inability to release our leader, Onyendu Mazinam Kanu, will unravel what will shock the whole world. That's according to Niger Data Group. Yes. Talking about the Association of Niger Delta Upland Communities. Yes. Now, this group has given the federal government a 14-day ultimatum to release the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendu Mazinam Kanu, the illegally detained IPOB leader, saying that if government fails to release him, that they will cause problem for their country. Oh yes. Say there will be civil unrest or public demonstrations. Okay, say there will be tensions in the land if they continue to detain him. So now they say they're issuing a 14-day ultimatum to the FG to release Mazinam Kanu. Yes. Say this is something that they have to do now to avoid any, things that will cause embarrassment or more embarrassment to the country. Say because they are willing and ready to go into public demonstrations over this matter. That's what this group, that's what they're saying. Yes. Now, they said 14-day ultimatum. 14-day ultimatum. That is what is happening now. Talking about their secretary and their president. Now, Asa Obere is the president, Wisdom Oteye, the secretary. Now, they signed the statement on behalf of the group. Now, look at what they said. In the letter they wrote to Bola Tinubu, they said, quote, "We are writing to you on behalf of the Association of Niger Delta Upland Communities and concerned citizens to urgently release the release of our Igbo and Biafra brother and activist Nnamdi Kanu, who is presently detained for peacefully advocating for the just distribution of natural resources in our regions. This man has not violated any laws and is simply exercising his rights to demand what rightly belongs to us. We urge the government to release this activist and engage in a dialogue to address his concerns, which are shared by many of us. Failing to release him may only exacerbate tension, potentially leading to unrest and public demonstrations. We sincerely believe that through dialogue and mutual understanding, a resolution can be achieved that benefits all parties involved. We respectfully urge the government to take the necessary steps to release Kanu within the next 14 days for the betterment of our regions and the nation as a whole. But your inability to release our leader, Kanu, will unravel what will shock the whole world. Where the ANDUC will expose the high and the mighty." End of quote. Yes, that's the Association of Niger Delta Upland Communities. Yes, they said, failure to do this, they will expose the high and mighty. They will expose the high and mighty in the country. Oh yes, that's what they're saying. Okay, so what are we talking about? We had, Mazinam Kanu escaped from DSS hell. Look, these things they are doing, they are trying to cause more problem for their country. Oh yes, we have been saying all these things. Release this man, he is a freedom fighter. Yes, the Niger Delta youth said he's an activist. Oh yes, but he is more a freedom fighter than activist. Yes, in most cases, activists, they are asking for a better society, a better country. Okay, yes, but the leader of the IPOB is asking for freedom of his people, because the era of asking for better society or better country, has been overtaken by events. Oh yes, it has shown that, look, they're not ready to better anything. The so-called leaders, political Diabanese, in the country, they have shown it, that they are not ready to better the country. They are not ready. They are not willing. They are just there to loot and make life miserable for the people and comfortable for themselves, their children, and the unborn generation. That's all. So how do you continue in this evil, cycle? So the best is for freedom. So you have a man who comes from the southeast, who is vocal, who is courageous to ask for that freedom. And that's the only problem we have. Other regions, they have kept quiet because these people who call themselves leaders, the political elite, the Idi Abanis, they have succeeded in cowing the people. Yes. They are not talking, they are not saying anything. Whatever they do, they swallow it hook, line, and sinker. They accept it like, oh, it's the way God wants it to be upon us. And we have accepted it. Whereas these are the policies, evil policies being orchestrated by these political diabones upon the masses, upon the governed. Yes. But they will accept it. Say, look, it's our fate. Okay? Whereas it's not your fate. Human beings, wicked people in authority, they're orchestrating this thing against you. So, but Mazam Kanu said no. We have seen these people. They are not ready to change. They are not willing to, wear a new garb for good governance, to alleviate the suffering of the people, to elevate them to a better living standard. Oh yes, they have no intention of doing that. Yes, they are continuing in looting money. They are continuing in suffering the people. They are continuing in causing hardship on the people. Endemic poverty. Yes, endemic poverty. Generational poverty upon the people. Yes, from generation to generation, poverty will continue. Large-scale poverty. Over 80% of the country remain in abject poverty. That's what they are doing. From generation to generation. Yes. So that is what they are doing. And IPOB leaders have seen it. Mazam Khan said, no need of asking for a better country. They will not change. So he is not just an activist. He's also, or majorly, a freedom fighter. So we are trying to correct the impression, created by the youths of Niger Delta. Okay, yes. So they're asking for his release. Oh yes, they said, he must be released or we are exposed. So that is what is happening now. They said there will be problem if it's not being released. They will embarrass the contraption. Yes, they will embarrass them because they will expose many dirty things. Yes, they will expose high and mighty. Yes. So what they are doing, they are trying to, postpone, the doomsday. Oh yes, that is what is happening. Postponing the doomsday. That's the point. So they are heightening tension. This problem they are creating, I'm sure they will not be able to solve it when it starts. That is it. This problem they are creating by illegally detaining IPOB leader. Yes, we have been warning them, asking, release this man. International community has been begging, pleading, release him. In the best interest of your country, they refused. They're not listening. Their own court have said it. Said the man committed no offense. He's seeking for self-examination, and he must be released. So in the first instance, you committed atrocity, you committed illegality. By your abduction in faraway Kenya, you colluded with Kenyan government, abducted him. That's not the right way for, rendition, or better still, extradition. That's a violation of international treaty and laws. And you must reverse back. Take him to Kenya or to UK where he was before the abduction in Kenya. So, but they refused. Their own court said it. Their own court said it. They refused to listen to it. Buhari failed to listen to it. Tinubu has come. He's continuing in disobeying court judgment. The international body, talking about United Nations Working Group on Human Rights and Arbitrary Detention, gave their own order. Said, release him. He committed no offense. Even the Nigerian court said, you must apologize to him. on the national dailies. You must award him, yes, compensate him in financial terms, adequate compensation in financial terms. None has been, hearkened unto. They have disobeyed them all. So what are we talking about? You are studying this. You are trying to set the stage for a cataclysm. That's what they are doing. They want to set the stage for serious upheaval, and they will not be able to control it when it starts. That's what we are saying. They will not be able to